So, welcome to Abandonment Issues. And this is what a lot of the cool kids have called our house. It's actually called the Walker House. So, welcome back to another episode of Abandonment Issues. Obviously, this is called the Walker House, aka our house to the cool kids that now explore abandoned buildings. And judging by the mail that was left inside this place, it's been abandoned for about 10 to 12 years with the owner passing away. So I did this place last year, and I've never been in a rush to upload my pictures or now videos of places, because I don't really see the point of rushing to get everything all up and done before everyone else. I mean, your photographs should speak for themselves, really. But anyway, this place has been ransacked to hell right now. I think that's probably one of the reasons why I chose it to be my next video, so you can actually see what it was like before it was ransacked and destroyed. And yeah, I've heard the owl has finally left the building, so yeah, it just seems a bit of a shame, really. But what's really confusing is the fact that someone had to take the owl from the stairway, put it on a cabinet to photograph it, and then leave it there to make it more obvious to steal, right? I mean, what are owls on eBay? £100, £130 taxidermy wise. So if you're that desperate, fair enough. But yeah, didn't quite understand the whole idea of why the owl got moved from the stairway. I mean, if you can't take a picture of it where it is, then you're probably in the wrong hobby, and you probably shouldn't even be taking pictures at this point. But hey ho, allegedly the car outside the front has also been stolen, and loads of other little bits and pieces. And obviously I've heard now it's recently been sealed up, so I'm more than happy to share my pictures from last year and obviously this video. So obviously during this video you're going to see my shots and footage from inside this building or house. And yeah, you're going to see what it was like when it was relatively pristine and there was a fair amount to photograph and document. One thing I will add to this video right now before my photographs kick in is the fact it was clear that whoever actually broke into this property, because I think this house had remained hidden for ages. I mean, not many people knew it was abandoned to begin with until obviously, it got leaked and word got out. But it's relatively clear that whoever got in here was looking for something and went upstairs. Now upstairs has been properly ransacked and looked through, so it made me wonder, because downstairs is relatively neat. But anyway, first load of my photographs are about to appear, so enjoy those. So it was evident that the mould had taken over quite a lot of the rooms in this place. But it was also evident that at some point, while it was pretty much abandoned and no one knew about it, there was a ton of themselves. So with that amount of decay and no one around to maintain it, it's no wonder that the house had fallen into disrepair. I mean, just looking at the video now, looking at that wall, it's just pure black mould. And so much so the wallpaper was soaking wet and peeling, and yeah, just wasn't really a good place to be or to stay in a room for a long period of time. For me though, the trinkets obviously make a place, and obviously it doesn't matter whether a place is packed or it's empty, you can still make something out of nothing. But for me, the odd trinkets caught my eye, and the old photographs really did captivate my mindset. I was being, like, in a way, teleported back to a time when maybe these people lived there. I mean, there was a lot of photographs of the house before, it fell into disrepair, and when it was relatively new, or maybe when the owners very first moved in, which was quite fascinating to look at. But yeah, some of the rooms that obviously you've looked at in the last photo that's just appeared, some of the rooms are like an urban explorer's dream, with decay, mould, and just the way it's all just set out and left. I mean, some of the rooms are really beautiful in that sense, especially with half the ceiling crumbling, and yeah, the dining table room was really, really nice to photograph. Upstairs I uncovered a piece of paperwork that was left, obviously, behind, which I'm not going to mention any names, but it had Hellingly Hospital on it, which used to be part of an asylum, or it was an asylum, I can't quite remember. I just remember documenting it at the time many, many years ago. So it brought back a ton of memories for me, because I think that was the second asylum I explored many, many moons ago. But yeah, it was great to see a piece of paperwork that potentially had a member that lived in this household work there. So that was quite fascinating to find. Now, even though I did explore this place last year, other footprints were left before me, so I was kind of expecting almost a ransacked house, but it was relatively pristine. Slight bit of racial graffiti on the side, which in the bathroom, which was a bit of a weird one. But other than that, it seemed most of the place was just naturally decayed, which, is quite interesting to think about and look at. Especially the bedrooms. I mean, the bedrooms were like bulging of wet wallpaper. So, yeah. This is the room where I actually found the Hellingly piece of paper, which I thought was pretty interesting for me. But yeah, as I explored downstairs and upstairs and back downstairs again, it seemed that almost every room just kept giving of more items and angles to photograph. So I can kind of see why this place was rather popular, when it was leaked and everyone flocked to it. So, as I mentioned at the start of the video, Mr. Walker seemed to be a last resident here, and I'm guessing, like I said earlier, judging by the paperwork I found, this house has been abandoned for 10 to 12 years perhaps. But I have heard rumours that there is a resident or someone in the Walker family that actually, could potentially have this house, which is quite surprising. Apparently he lives quite close by as well. So maybe that's the reason it's recently been sealed up, from what I've heard. Don't take my word for it, I'm sure the place is probably still almost great to photograph, but from pictures I've seen online, it's nothing but a former shell of what it was when many of us went. So, what more can I say about the Walker house, really? A lot of the trinkets and stuff were really good to photograph. I mean, there was some really good lighting in here as well. Like I said, it didn't matter how many times I went upstairs or downstairs, I was still finding more things to photograph and more angles to get the shots I wanted from. So, like I said, this place just kept on giving, really. It's kind of hard to imagine the place ransacked fully and empty, but, from what I've seen online, it did look pretty dire. But yeah, it's it's a really good location where it was, and the fact that it had remained completely off the radar was even better. I really hope I did a really good job of documenting this place and highlighting its key features. Obviously the owl was the key feature, so yeah. Anyway, I hope I did a really good job on this. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe and obviously like the video. And I will try and get another video out soon. I mean, I have got a backlog, but yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.